screen sharing here. So the demo effect have started before the actual demo. I think it's all right. Hello everyone, my name is Anton. I'm Chief Product Officer in Palabra AI, and we're doing real-time speech translation. So how I ended up here? I started my journey in AI with the text domain. So I found a company called CopyMonkey, which was doing text generation for e-commerce pre-GPT-3, very fun. It was called NLP, not this generative AI that we have today. And then I started working in actual voice AI. So I first started with AI dubbing in a company called Rask AI. We quickly scaled it from pre-idea to 8 million in ARR before ElevenLabs had their dubbing studio. And then I switched to real-time and founded a company called Tala. So in Tala, we was doing meetings translation. So we have an idea if we can translate the video files, why not to translate meetings? And we were using technology from a company called Palabra, who had acquired us, and now I'm happy to present Palabra on stage. So for this demo, what I will ask you to do is to scan this QR code. So what actually happens with this QR code is that you will see live translation inside your browser. So if you will see something like this. So then just select your language at the top. So I assume Spanish will be the most frequent one, and French. And so the idea behind live translation for offline events is that the audience can read the captions or can listen to audio if they have their headphones on. So the button on the right, unmute, that will make this model speak. So yeah, the whole time I will be speaking, you can just read it in Spanish or listen to it in Spanish. So about Palabra AI, we now have, Palabra is basically a research lab, and now we happen to have some products because Tala was acquired. So our main three products is the translation for video calls, offline events, and video streams. So if you guys have any video calls with foreign clients who don't speak any English or your native language, please use Palabra AI. And back in the day, so we started with the only speech-to-speech translation. But then we realized, okay, if we have all three models built in-house, they're awesome for real-time use case, and which our products prove. We basically decided to sell not only speech-to-speech, but also offer TTS and ASR models. That is they are very fast and they're fine-tuned for real-time scenario. So today I'm happy. This is not official yet, so you guys are the first one to know about it. So we're launching our TTS, and so the TTS, we had the major breakthrough, and our TTS actually one of the fastest TTS on the market. So our time to first audio is around 35 milliseconds, which is half of the fastest ElevenLabs model. Why it's not publicly yet? Because we want to benchmark it. You know how in voice AI, we usually put model latency latency on our website, which is not the actual latency you get. So before openly sell TTS, I want to have benchmarks so we can prove it. And yeah, it's a great TTS model for streaming use cases. So we start with 8 languages, but as soon as it will be publicly available, it will be 14 languages. It will be pretty cheap. It will not have any concurrency limit, and it also will have flat pricing. So if you're building agents, you can have your business model predictable. And also we have a cross-lingual voice cloning with de-accenting. So basically in every language we support, if you do use voice cloning, it will be the same voice. And yeah, so what I'm offered to you today is I am happy to give you $100 in credits so you can test this model yourself. It's not publicly available, but I'm happy to give you access, give you free credit so you can break it and we can improve it. That's basically it. Happy to answer any questions. Thank you very much.
We're going to take some questions from the audience. Does anyone ask?
Is it possible to hear the voice? And can you control the emotion of it?
So you can a little bit control the emotions. So our model is not the most emotional one. So it's the fastest one. So for some scenarios, of course, you will need a little bit more control over emotions. And yeah, but if the speed and latency is really what you're aiming for, I think our model is pretty cool. And by the way, our translation is available with Agora. They're our partners. So if you need the pipeline for speech-to-speech translation, please use Agora.
Okay, we have another question here. Does it have any character limit?
Sorry, say it again?
Does it have any character limit?
No, so basically, as it's streaming model, we start synthesizing speech as soon as we get first tokens from your text model. So no character limits, no concurrency limits. As soon as our model have your input, we just play it.
So hi, this one isn't really a question, it's just a comment, because I spent like 5 minutes listening to the voice while you were speaking. So I used to spent 10 years working in the translation and dubbing industry, and it did a really fantastic job. So I was just listening almost like as a user, and you kind of, there were a few times where you changed what you were going to say, or you kind of stuttered, and it caught all the corrections, so great job, that's it.
Thank you very much.
So I understand that you are your business model is based on selling the API access to this, expecting developers to create applications based on that?
So right now, as the API is not publicly available, our main business model is we're selling products. So we're selling translation for video calls, for offline events like this one, and for live streams. But again, we will be happy to also offer API access. I think it will be available first directly through our platform. So you just issue the API key and you can use it. And also it will be available on all infrastructure layers, partners like Agora, LiveKit, you know.
Yeah, I was just about to ask if it was available in LiveKit and in Pipeline, but you just said that eventually. And also, I am curious, how much resources and time did it take you to train it?
Yeah, so more than a year and a half, to be honest. And basically, the Palabra started as a research lab. So the founders had business, their previous startup was in computer vision business, and they exited for pre-IPO deal and decided to switch to voice. So Palabra from the beginning had very good research team, and yeah, then we just built a product layer on top of that.
Hi, over here. Just a quick question. Can we export after, like, for example, a call? I know you said it was streaming and everything. Could you export all this information as auto traces?
So right now we have zero data retention. So basically we do not retain any of your data. So if you need to save something, please do it on your side. So right now for us it's, you know, input in, output out, and that's it. We don't know what's happening. You know?
Any more questions?
What are some of the interesting use cases that you're seeing that are adopting your technology beyond maybe what you expected?
Yeah, my favorite one is, I already shared it before the talk. So we see quite a traction in adult industry. So I was impressed when I learned that in adult industry, when you have content creators in front of the camera, they do need the translation with their viewers. So this is the pretty cool one, I think.
Yeah. Love it. Thanks, man.
Any more questions? Yeah.
Hi, what are the 14 languages that you mentioned that you're going to support?
Oh, you want me to pull the exact list from my mind? That is tricky. So the major ones we have. So we have Spanish, we have French, we have Portuguese, we have Brazilian Portuguese as well. We have Chinese, we have one Indian language, we have Hindi, and some of the others.
Anyone else?
How do you handle accents?
Yeah, so we do have different types of de-accenting. So the first one is for the voice cloning. So the idea behind de-accenting for voice cloning is that with many vendors, when you do the voice clone, they will preserve your accent. So basically, mine will be Eastern European English instead of real English. So what we build is that the voice that you clone will sound native for every language. But you cannot, if you want the specific accent, unfortunately, you cannot do it at the moment. So for example, if you want, we do have major accents like Brazilian Portuguese, but we consider it a different language, not an accent. So, but if you want an Eastern European accent in your English speaking agent, unfortunately, no, at this time.
What's the process of training a new language, and what programming languages are you using throughout the entire project?
Okay. As a product guy, I might not be the best person to answer this question, but it's the usual stuff. Have the best data possible, as clean as you can do it, and then train and stuff. So.
Anyone else? No? Yeah.
For the people here who are just starting in voice AI and want to talk to your product hat, what is the best way to pick, the TTS model and try to answer in complete, honesty without pushing this one, of course?
Of course, no. I mean, that's basically my idea. That I want to be honest with the audience, and that's why I'm not telling you, this is the fastest. I might tell you in the QR code. Yeah, sorry about that. But yeah, just go to benchmarks. I like Koval. I think they have decent benchmarks, and you can look into speech to text, text to speech. Gradient, for example, is number 2 in their ASR benchmark. So quite good benchmarking tool.
Okay, but then, if you don't mind, sorry. Just doubling down on that. I mean, if charts and stats are one thing, again, back to your product hat, in real life, and when you're building a product, do you have some learnings to share on how to pick the TTS model?
Yeah, so I think a lot of people do not, when they start building, they might just go to ElevenLabs and start using ElevenLabs, and they discover that their business model is not working because as they scale, their expenses go high. You pay for concurrency, you pay for different stuff. So just be mindful when you select vendors, and use infrastructure partners well when you are starting, when needed, because it will help you to scale. It will help you to hot swap between the models, so you can just use Agora, LiveKit, whatever you prefer.
Questions? Okay, even the mic is off. I don't know. Yeah? Okay. All right.
Thank you very much.
Okay, yours as well. Thank you. So that's part of live demo. We deal as well with live mics. So for the next speakers.
Can I squeeze? No problems.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Thibaut, do you want this mic?
The mic is okay, but the demo would be nice with the sound. Otherwise, otherwise everyone has to be very silent.
That's the joy of live demo.
We can get started.
You can get started. Just when you're.
Let's get started.
Okay, that's very stressful.